So I'm recording this video really just to vent to really whoever would listen. Um, I could have called somebody that I know personally, but truthfully, sometimes I just want to talk to people that I don't know. And I guess that's the point of maybe getting a therapist, because you don't know them and you're paying them to talk. So I guess this is therapy for me. I wasted my 20s, my early 20s. I'm still in my 20s, and now I regret it. Um, when I say regret, I don't mean like I'm depressed or suicidal because, I live a pretty okay life, but I'm not living, to my fullest potential. And it's because of the choices that I've made in my early 20s. Um, when I first graduated high school, I went to college for a little while, dropped out like not even a semester later. Like within a couple of weeks, I was gone. And I went for music, sound audio engineering, and I dropped out. I literally took all their equipment and dropped out. And I really could have done something with that. But I was so influenced and so, drawn to the party scenery, the rap lifestyle, the culture. I was so drawn to the culture, what I was seeing on social media, music videos, and the shade room, and just the party lifestyle, celebrities. Like I was drawn to that, and I wanted that, so I tried to pursue that immediately. I knew that I wanted to do some type of music, whether if it was me playing, writing, engineering, producing, whatever. I know I wanted to be in that scenery, and I tried my best to pursue that, and I pursued it for years, and it got me nowhere. It literally got me nowhere, and 8 years later, I'm still nowhere. I didn't have a pretty, messed up life or nothing like that. It's just my decision making was just horrible, you know. Wanted to just be in the in crowd. Did a lot of partying, I did a lot of drinking. I was always like drunk and high. I was never sober. Never ever sober. Everywhere I went to, I had something in my system. I felt like I just didn't want to be sober because I guess being sober, you have to really deal with your true self, the good and the bad for sure. You got to sit with yourself, and your mind get the racing and stuff. So never really wanted to be sober, and I did all types of drugs. Nothing hard, too hard like crack, anything like that, but or heroin or fentanyl, not on purpose. But I definitely did them. I've sold them, and again, it got me nowhere. Um, I wish I wish that I knew better, because I truly believe that when you know better, you do better. If I hadn't known that life would be like this, I probably would have never chose to do some of the stuff that I was doing. I probably would have stayed in school if I could really just like go into the future and see what I'd be doing 10 years from now. I would have definitely made some changes to how I did life. I think a lot of people have this fantasy and really have When you first graduate high school, for those who may not even choose to go to college, when you first graduate and have that sense of freedom, um, I think a lot of people take that and they just, with too much freedom comes a lot of destruction, and that can even be to yourself. Because I took that freedom and did everything with it. I was way too free, way too liberal, and it messed me up. I stopped going to church, all that, and started pursuing just the world. And here I am, 28 years old, trying to figure out life. Like, what am I supposed to do? What is my purpose? Like, where am I supposed to go? Am I in the right spot? Like, you have so many questions. Well, I have so many questions of like so many what ifs and should I, at this point now that I've come to realization that I got to come up with a plan. I have to do something. I have to make something of myself. For one, because I'm still young. Still young. I got plenty of opportunity, plenty of time to do something with my life. And I plan on it. I got a lot of ideas. I feel like God been speaking to me about some things, and it's some things that I want to do, it's some things that I want to pursue. And just see where that takes me. Ultimately, you don't really find yourself until you find your higher power. And I think I have came to the point where I have definitely found my higher power. And your higher power is definitely within, but it just has to be activated. Activation comes with awakenings. When you have an awakening with your higher power, right? Then you get this automatic activation that makes you want to get up and do something. And this automatic activation, or the activator on the inside of you, which is your higher power, right? It speaks to you. It speaks to you. It gives you instructions. It gives you direction. It gives you peace. It gives you joy. It gives you love. It gives you a type of patience for people. This higher power within. And when you tap into that and you activate that higher power within, you start to realize how life truly is and how life is supposed to be, right? You get to this conclusion where it's like, dang, well, I did all that in my past. I got to do something different. And I'm going to do something different. And that higher power within gives you the strength. It gives you the wisdom to do something different. That's why I feel like everyone should tap in with their higher power, because everyone has it. When I say tap in with the higher power within that you already have, right? If you got breath in your lungs, you got this higher power. But it has to be activated. Once you tap in and activate it, you become a whole different individual. And I think that that's where success starts. It's a mind thing. The way you carry yourself, the way you talk, whatever the case may be. But once that your higher power within is activated, you definitely become a totally different person. You think different, you move different, you make different decisions, and you want different. I think I'm at the point now where I definitely been wanting different. And I tapped in with this higher power and activated it about a couple of years ago. And I just been working on myself, like stopping certain patterns in life and dealing with certain peoples in life. I just been cleaning up my life, from the inside out. character wise, stuff like that. And yeah, because once you clean all the negativity out your life, right? I think it's I think it's easier for you to produce more positives. If you're focused on, you wake up in the morning, the sun is shining, you outside drinking coffee, and you just really focus on the love that you're receiving from nature, or the peace that you're receiving from nature, and the joy, and just love, joy, and peace and stuff like that. You focus on that and you exit out all negatives. You can really focus on something positive that you want to get done. And that can even include turning off social media. It's been plenty of times where, in order for me to activate this higher power in me, in order in order for me to activate this higher power in me, I just kind of had to just stop. I just really just had to stop, pause my life, pause everything that I had going on. And then, in order for me to pause and for me to tap in, I had to want it, like really, really bad. Like I wanted it. Like I wanted to activate my higher power so bad, to the point where I was on my knees crying. Like, what is the purpose of life? Literally crying out to God. Like, what's the purpose? And I started receiving downloads. And at that moment, after a while of asking, the higher power, he revealed it to me, and he was activated within me. So now I'm able to see life for what it truly is. And I know that this is not it for me yet. I definitely know that. And I'm really excited to see what the rest of my years have to bring. I don't believe that money makes people happy. I do believe that it is a tool to it's an important tool to get things done in life, take care of family, take care of friends and the elderly and stuff like that. But I'm not looking for money to be happy. But I'm looking more so for purpose to be happy, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you're not living in your purpose, well, what does the money have to offer more? You got money with no purpose. What you gonna do with that money if you have no purpose for it, no true divine purpose for it? Blow it. Spin it incorrectly. And most times when you have money and no purpose, that's because you haven't activated your higher power. Gotta activate that higher power within. And that's usually how it comes. You have to humble yourself really to activate that higher power within. And realize, I gotta figure out what purpose is first before I can get to the money. Let me start doing this without me seeing dollar signs. Let me put my heart, sweat, tears, and soul into what I feel like my purpose is. And I feel like once you do that, I feel like then blessings follow. And that blessing may not even come in a form of money. It may come in a form of clientele. It may come in the form of blessings. It may come in the form of favor. It may come in the form of exposure, which all of that leads to money. So I say that to say that my twenties my twenties are they were definitely fun for sure. But now that I've had like a awakening, I should say, I'm really looking forward to my 30s. Definitely looking forward to my 30s.